Do Module 3 or Lesson 3, which is over poetry. We've done a literary analysis over short stories, so now we are going to do a literary analysis over poetry. Um, Poems, you either kind of love them or hate them. It's like a love-hate relationship. Some students love poetry, some students hate it because they feel like they can never quite understand what they're supposed to get from it. Okay, so in this module, you have 3 folders and a total of 2 assignments. I'm going to discuss your first 2 assignments before I go through the folders. The 2 assignments, the first one is an explication discussion post. So you'll go back out same way your discussion posts were handled for the short stories. This is going to be very similar, except instead of writing like an actual paragraph or short essay kind of response the way your short story discussion posts were, this one's going to be a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, and all the directions are here in the assignment, so I'm not going to go over that just a whole lot, but I did want you to kind of be aware that that's what you're going to do for this discussion post. It's a PowerPoint presentation. In the poetry explication folder, that is full with notes that explain how to explicate poetry. Explicate just means analyze, okay? The way you explicate a poem or analyze a poem is different than from the way that you analyze a short story. You're looking at different pieces, different elements in order to get to your idea or your interpretation of the theme of that poem. You also have your poetry selections that I'm going to have you read, and then you have a sample explication video so that you can see explication in action. This video is not mine, it's actually one that I found on YouTube, but it does a really good job of going through that poem just line by line and explaining all of the literary devices used in that poem. So I wanted you to have access to that. And then in this folder, you have your first assignment, which is that discussion post PowerPoint presentation. The second folder, I say in this module a few times that I always find listening to a poem read out loud to be very helpful. I really like when actors read out poems. The main reason for that, for me, guys, is because when I try to read a poem out loud, I'm not good at it. I don't, it's just not one of my gifts. And when I hear somebody else read the poem, it's a little bit easier for me personally to get an idea of that tone of that poem, who the speaker is, the emotion of that poem. So in this second folder, sample poetry readings, this is just full of YouTube videos of the poems that I'm asking you to read being read out loud by actors, or some of them are even put to music. So please go in and read those. I took a lot of time looking for them so that I could find good ones. So go in and just kind of enjoy listening to those. And then your last folder is your second essay for this class. Yay, I know you're excited. This second essay gives you information on preparing to write this essay. The essay is a compare-contrast essay over 2 versions of The Chimney Sweeper by William Blake. I also have some notes on how to organize a compare-contrast essay for literary analysis. And then lastly, the assignment for the actual essay itself and where you can turn it in. Okay. I hope this gives you a good idea of what to expect for this lesson module. And if you have any questions, as always, just give me a text.